Welcome to another video. In this video I am going to show you guys some of the Wyckoff method. I tweeted it today, and we will just go over some of these points. As I've said in my tweet, that this looks exactly like the Hex chart currently looks like. Now the Wyckoff accumulation that happens at the bottom of the market cycle. You can see your Wyckoff cycle over here. This is your accumulation phase. You have your markup, you have your oversold or your distribution, your overbought, excuse me, and then your distribution area. This is the top, and then the cycle repeats. These things repeat over and over. Wyckoff was born in 1870s and died in the 1930s. So he designed this trading method more than 100 years ago, and it just plays out every time, and you find it in all markets, irrelevant of what the asset is that's being traded. So let's cover it for you guys. So you have the market that comes down, zigzagging down, and then you get this large capitulation or a large sell-off, which is called the preliminary support, right? We have our preliminary support right here. Let's just see what that price range was. 3.7. So that's your preliminary support. It rallies up again. You get the rally up, and then it comes down to the SC, which is the selling climax. This was our selling climax down here. I'll just pull up the volume. The volume goes hand in hand with the Wyckoff method. We can see the preliminary support down here, the massive wick in the selling volume. Then you have your selling climax down here. We have an automatic rally out of that selling climax, because it tends to get overly sold off down here. You get your automatic rally, and I put these lines on here as well. So the selling climax was down at 28 cents. You get your automatic rally. You come down again to your ST. Your ST is your secondary test, so a retest of the lower levels. A rally up again. You see the rally up here with nice waves. We see the nice waves up into, which breaks the automatic rally, the previous top over there, and makes a new higher low. It then crashes down again to your ST, your secondary test again over here, which is in phase B. You can see ST in phase B. This is the test here. Large operators always test the market for supply through a trading range and a key point during a price advance. So we get our phase 2 secondary test over here, which makes a slighter lower low. And we can see, if we go here, a slight lower low with a new price. That was our 2.7 cents down here. Perfectly exactly like the Wyckoff distribution. You then get another rally up, which does not break the highs up here. You see, it tends to, the only slight difference is this tends to look like that, but we didn't get that high. And then you get a major event, which is called the spring. Now the spring can also be called a bear trap. You can see the spring down here. This is generally, they go and hunt for liquidity down here. So people will think that it is a breakdown of the overall structure, which means that the people can go short, or the bears can go short. And as soon as they pile in and start selling, the market gets bought up, and you get this massive spring, right? So we haven't completed the full market cycle or the accumulation phase just yet. We still have these different waves that still have to play out. This could be the retest down here, this wick that we had today. It came down beautifully and tested it and was bought up. Lots of liquidity was here for it to be bought up. And then you create simple market structure or higher lows. This high just has to be higher than that one. We can see, and you start laddering up to the LPS. The LPS is the last point of support, and I've drawn it in here for us on this chart, our LPS down here. This might be somewhere over here, and then you rally up to resistance and you start creating signs of strength up here. You get the support level up here with a retest over here, and off you go, right? And I mean, it looks pretty much exactly like the cycle that we're experiencing now, right? And if we look at Bitcoin, this looks very much the same, right? Your initial selling, your selling climax, your automatic rally, you have it bouncing down here on support, a new low, which is the spring, and then you rally off here. So I mean, very much looks like this is what we're having here. I mean, look at all this volume down here. So yeah, so far so good. I mean, it's been respecting these levels. And if we just go off the overall market cycle and we plot this line down here, this just shows us how perfectly it's come down to retest these breakout levels, right? We can see the large W here, which finally breaks out, finds support. This is called the Wyckoff check, right? The overall market cycle's Wyckoff check, excuse me. If this was not the Wyckoff check, and it's not the most clearest one, this year by 1.4 cents would be it, because we got a nice retest here. But I mean, this is still a valid one, as this was resistance. It finally broke out and found support on it as well, and it came down beautifully right onto this level that we just wicked down to. Like, I got my orders filled. I had orders at 3.3, and with one of my accounts I tried to buy up, and I just had like a ton of failed transactions, unfortunately, right? So yeah, I mean, this looks really good. We're gonna cover some of the shorter time frames. We're gonna cover Hex versus BTC, Hex versus wrapped ETH. We're gonna talk about FTT a little bit. Look at the Bitcoin futures chart, Hedron, and some of the macro things as well. Let's just quickly check out what you guys are saying. Greeting Hans, UFO to go. Great to catch you live on the blood moon. Yeah, we've got a full moon as well. Let me just put that on for you guys. With the blood moon, right? So the new moon hasn't printed yet. Let's look on the 4 hourly. So it's gonna print very soon, like in the next few candles on the 4 hourly. We're gonna have the full moon, and remember, the charts tend to dump into the full moon, right? And this is exactly what we got here. The last full moon for you guys in the northern hemisphere before the winter. William Kingman, sitting at work, can't wait to read watch this morning to you, Hans. And whatever time it is for you, thanks for coming, guys. Margin Quarry, let's go. Archie, what's up? UFO to go. Banged up on Ecosa today and staked for a minimum of 267. All good. So yeah, we can also look at Icosa. I'll pull that up for you guys. We've come into where value is at, right? It can come down a little bit more as a lot of volume or a lot of supply is coming onto the market, right? Yeah, we found support down at the 78.6 level. I mean, this is where you should be interested, right? I mean, lots of selling coming in now. I wonder why everyone is selling before. They're probably trying to front run the selling because there's so much supply coming on the market. Monkey Magic, afternoon to you too. Raymond, what's up? Another Hexican, you the man, Hans. Thank you very much. I appreciate all of you guys. Do click the like button and remember to subscribe. There's lots of you that aren't subscribed to this channel, and I'd really appreciate it if you do. Your reload zones hit the mark perfectly today. I was waiting. Yeah, I mean, the reload zone is simply the one of many reasons for you to take a trade, right? And it is quite powerful. The week down today was caused by one idiot selling a big bag. It always is one idiot, right? Was it an idiot or a hack? Either way, it doesn't matter. He's an idiot if he gave his keys away, right? Appreciate your content. Keep up the great work. CD, thank you very much. And Donald, thanks for the shout out. Like and share, guys and girls. Yeah, so let's get onto it. So we've covered the Wyckoff accumulation. I mean, it's hard to say that it doesn't look like this, eh? And I've been looking at the Wyckoff distribution and just hoping that we don't get the spring, and it just happened, right? We finally did get it. And we've cleared up all of this open space on the market. Like the initial breakout back here in April and May, the market had, I told you guys yesterday on the chart in FTT that the market does not like these massive quick moves, right? It wants to come back and retest it. And now we have finally traded in these ranges, right? The up and the down area. So at least that is finally been filled, right? All of these levels with this little dump we had yesterday. And that was just one guy, one massive guy selling, right? He could have more wallets. Apparently there's some discussion about if he has more wallets, but either way. On the 2 hourly, the shorter time frames, we do have positive divergences, these green bars down here, right? Which is quite powerful, but this is a shorter time frame. We can see the last time we had these massive divergences, the market just rallied, right? So I expect us to come up a little bit here. There is some power on the 2 hourly. Let's see the 3 hourly. Yeah, small divergence on the 3 hourly as well. It hasn't showed up on the 4 hourly yet. So on the shorter time frame, we do have a little bit of a relief rally. I mean, if we go over to Hex over here, hopefully my indicators are pulled up here. Yeah, they are. So all of them except for the RSI is in the location for to take a long trade. But this RSI is very slow. It counts 14 bars or 14 candles back. But in the next 2 days, because I think the 14 days sits over here, I counted it a while back. But as soon as it starts averaging in these candles, like tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, it's going to push this RSI down very, very quickly. It's sitting at 39 right now. It would be good if it was at 30, right? But the others are already starting to point their indicators in these buy areas, right? The OBV and the volume really doesn't matter. It's just something else to look for divergences. But the stochastic is oversold. The MFI is relatively oversold. It bounced off the 20 area, which is good. And we're just waiting for the RSI to come down a little bit, right? But it's going to start coming down quickly as it starts averaging in the first few red candles, right? So the shorter time frame looks good for Hex. I mean, we filled that little gap here. There's another gap up here at 36 on the 4 hourly. So don't be surprised if it gets filled pretty quickly, because the gaps, they have like a 93% chance to get filled, and they like to get filled quicker than, and there's another one up here as well. I mean, it's just a matter of time before we rally up here according to the Wyckoff method, right? Okay, so we've covered the shorter time frames. Hex on BTC, I mean, this looks very good still. We still have higher lows. Now this is a ratio versus Bitcoin and Hex, right? I quickly want to see if, yeah, this is still a higher low from back here. So Hex versus BTC this is still a very good bottoming bottoming structure, right? Still we've got higher lows which are bullish, right? We don't have higher highs, so we're like kind of sitting in this triangle right now. Let's see what happens. So X versus BTC, nothing has changed here. We don't have red. Oh, we had a red dot a few days ago, but either way, we still have divergences down here. Let's look at the weekly. So there is a red dot, but it hasn't confirmed. It has to, the week has to end, and that green dot still has to be there for it to be confirmed, right? So it can still rally up a bit and cancel out that red dot over there. But I mean, the indicators are so low. Look what happened down here. We had a green dot, a red dot, and a green dot just right after it on the cipher. Hex versus wrapped Ethereum. I mean, it's not too bad. I mean, we've pretty much filled all of this trading that we've done during the bull run. We've come back and we've pretty much filled all of it, right? This is the Wyckoff check down here. But I mean, if we make a thick line like we have here, I mean, this is perfect market structure. We've just come back to retest the breakout level. If we go down here, where was the bottom on this thing? This was in fact the bottom back here. This was post big payday. Oh no, down here. So you can see the beautiful W, and then we had the breakout that we had. The weekly also has a red dot down here, but it has to confirm. There's still like 5 days and 10 hours left so it can easily reverse and erase that red dot down here. I wouldn't worry too much about it, as the indicators, you can see it's so low. Okay, let's cover FTT. Now we don't want this. Hopefully this exchange doesn't hold a lot of Bitcoin, right? Because it's now lost structure, right? You can see how beautifully it held support at the 21 and it's broken down. And I mean, the next support, you've got a bit of traffic down here. You can see how it acted as resistance for a little while, and then support at the $10.8. So that's your next support level for this coin, and I expect it to, yeah, hopefully. I don't want them to get destroyed, because this might cause a little bit of collateral damage and take down Bitcoin and Ethereum with it. Could this be the catalyst for the 10k Bitcoin price target? It could be, but I highly doubt it. You guys know that I've been pretty bullish and been calling that the bottom is in, right? This is the Bitcoin futures, and we can just see all of these gaps, and there's a new gap down here as well. These tend to show up on futures trading because you don't trade on the weekend, and these tend to like to fill rather earlier than later, right? And a very high percentage chance that it does fill. Hedron, we can see perfectly how my target from yesterday's video played out. It literally just hit it perfectly. The indicators, the RSI can go a little bit lower. The MFI is very low. It's like bouncing off the 20 area, and this is bullish divergence as well. As we can see that the indicator is going higher, yet the price is going lower, right? So this is confirmed bullish divergence and quite aggressive as well for Hedron. Okay, not that aggressive. But either way, Hedron doesn't look bad. This could have been its bottom down here, because it came right into where value is at, right? Yeah, this actually does not look bad. Let's see if the RSI comes down a little bit. Maybe we can move sideways for a few more days for it to come down into the oversold areas. I mean, the auctions are coming up on the 13th. How many days from now? 5 days from now. I would expect it to catch a little bit of a bid. Let's look at some of the macro things. This is the dollar, right? You guys probably remember a few weeks ago when we finally broke down here. I was pretty excited. But we came right back, tricked the bears a little bit, and then we just, I mean, this massive bearish engulfing candle right here. Bearish engulfing candle is when it swallows the previous bullish candle whole, and you can just see the follow through. We found support on this 110 level, but it's, like I've said, it's just a matter of time before the dollar does break down. We got the elections in America tonight. So we'll see how that plays out. Let's quickly look at the Bitcoin dominance. We came down perfectly and touched the reload zone. Remember, when this goes down, the altcoins do well. And when it goes up, Bitcoin gains more dominance and the altcoins tend to bleed a little bit. But I expect follow through here. You can do a measured move from here to see where we might be going. Probably all the way up to 43%. So, and we've got all of these green dots down here. So the altcoins might suffer a little bit, but that does not mean some of them can't pump, right? Let's get back to your comments. Another Hexagon, love your TA. Your reload zones, oh yeah. What's up, Senzif? Glad to see you're here. It's probably quite late there, but either way. Billy W, PhD, awesome stuff, Hans. Do you think BTC will hold its 17k support? Yeah, I've been on the side that Bitcoin has, in fact, bottomed. And with the break of, or the downtrend, or the topping that we have up here, I mean, this is exactly the opposite of the Wyckoff. This is the distribution of the Wyckoff. You've got your fake outs down here, or fake ups up here. So yeah, I expect this to break down. Remember what I always say, if the market smiles at you, and this is a triple smile, it wants to start taking your money, right? So with the dollar to fail, it seems like the market is already expecting a 50 basis point rate hike in December. And if you guys remember, the previous one was 75 points, and the one before that, and the one before that was 75 points. So they're slowing, they're not pivoting yet, but they're slowing their rate hikes, right? And just the narrative is overly bearish, just like when Bitcoin was at its top up here, everybody was super bullish. Like they were saying it's a super cycle and this time it's different. And we've got the same narrative down here, right? Inflation, war, what else? Elections, censorship, and this time it's different. That's all you hear. This time it's different. We can't go up. So I think we hold support, right? If you search the indicator for moon cycles by Ilsico, that will print the full moon on your chart. Let's do that quickly. What is it called? Moon cycles. Oh, here. Let me just see if it's the right one. Moon cycles by Ilsico. Yeah, this one. There we go. Oh, so it's already printed down here. This is interesting. Right, so you tend to get a dump into the full moon, right? And look how perfectly Hex played out, eh? The top at 5 cent was perfectly at the the market top at 5 cents. And now 14 days later we bottomed into the full moon here. You have your crescent moon, which is halfway. So it says the equinoxes as well. This is pretty cool. Midsummer. Awesome. So yeah, there you have it. Thanks for that one, dude. Hex Down Under. All the Aussies are in the room. Good day, Hans. Hope all is well. All is well, guys. I mean, the fear is, I've never in my life seen it like this. It's probably because we're such Hex is such a large community, and everybody is feeding off the negative energy. But yeah, I suggest just taking a step back and getting off social media for a while. Just like go for a walk. I went for 3 walks with my dogs already today, and rather not look at the screen and don't open your staker apps. Just chill and get away from social media for a bit. I mean, this too will pass, right? It's always darkest before the dawn, yeah? So don't lose hope now. Like Richard Hart said, let's just read his most recent tweet. Because he's implying that the bottom is in, right? With his most recent tweet. I was here when Bitcoin crashed from $30 to $2. I was here when it crashed from 1200 to 200. I was here when it crashed from 20k to 3k. I was here when it crashed from 14k to 4k. There's always those poor souls that sell the bottom, right? So he's kind of implying that people are selling the bottom here and regret it forever. If you want to read between the lines, right? I mean, let's see if we've covered pretty much everything. Hedron getting a nice little bid now. This is a Dragonfly Doji. This is very bullish, and this is a Judas candle. The Judas candle is the one with a massive wick or the tail at the bottom. I mean, it's the same with Hex, right? This is a massive Judas candle down here. And now it doesn't matter which color it is, as just that it has a small body and a long tail. This is also Dragonfly Doji. Let me show you guys. Dragonfly. Investopedia. A Dragonfly Doji can occur after a price rise or a price decline. Let's see if they've got some images down here. You can see the Dragonfly Doji here, right? Small head. The Hedron one looks a lot more valid, right? Than the Hex one right now. We need this to close a little bit higher. I can't remember if it's not allowed to have a small wick at the top. Yeah, here it is. Gravestone Doji at the top, the long-legged one, and the Dragonfly Doji. But we need it to close a little bit closer together, right? So yeah, these are quite bullish candles, as lots of buyers are buying up the price. Xpulse Win, what's up, guys? Spenny, thank you. You don't live in the US. I don't. I am in the southern hemisphere. I live in South Africa. If you can't tell by my accent. Yeah, so I think we've covered pretty much everything today. We've covered Hedron. Icosa we've looked at. We're not going to look at that other coin. Let's just quickly see what Pulse Doge did during this massive dump. So it held up quite well, I must say. I mean, Pulse Doge made one of the most impressive double tops that I've seen in quite a while. Like this double top up here. The RSI very, very high. Let's look on the daily. Still got some more room to go. When you saw this divergence on the RSI on the daily, you should have been like, okay, the top is in here. You can see price going higher, RSI dumping down. Run for the hills. So yeah, keep an eye on the FTT. The dollar seems to be breaking down. I mean, it's just a matter of time. We might even close below the support today, as this is another bearish candle down here. This is the opposite. This is a gravestone doji in starting to form here. FTT, hopefully, okay, still breaking down. I think it's going to $10 and then to $5 after that. I mean, there's no reason, like I said yesterday, there's no reason for this, because this is this coin's first cycle, right? And there's no reason for it to be this high in its first cycle. It's only now coming into the 78.6 level. And the 88.6 is here at $11 as well. Yeah, FTX is fucked, it seems like, right? Ethereum, I mean, Ethereum is still holding up well. This chart looks really well. This doesn't look bearish at all. We still have higher highs. Dixie we looked at. Let's look at the total market cap. Still good market structure down here with higher lows, right? Let's look at the Russell. These are the smaller. This looks a lot like Bitcoin with its double top up here. I mean, all of these, yeah, I can't be bearish up here, or down here, I should say. MicroStrategies, this tends to follow Bitcoin, because MicroStrategies, this is, what's the guy, Michael Saylor's company? This is a company that owns a darn lot of Bitcoin, right? We have a massive gap up here. This has to be filled eventually. And this, you'd be surprised, this actually leads Bitcoin a little bit. Because this started breaking down last week, which was Friday already. But this is bullish, right? Still higher lows all the way up. We did have a green dot, a red dot. I think I talked about this. The indicators can come down a little bit more. But at the end of the day, literally the most important thing for today is the FTT token. And yeah, this is the 4 hourly and it's just going down now. Yeah, so keep an eye on this chart again. Let's see if it takes down Bitcoin with it. Hopefully it doesn't. This is the 4 hourly, so it's still bearish, unfortunately. Wait for green dots down here. So yeah, with that being said, thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys again tomorrow.